so today is part 2 of all of my spooky videos for October. Last week's video was the first one, and it was the rest of the patches for Ghost Izuku. This one got its own video because the All Might face was a pain. It took forever. There are definitely things that if I was going to do this in the future, I would change simply for the sake of my hands and hand embroidery reasons. But yeah, so that's why this one got its own video. I hope you guys enjoy. It's really long, fair warning. Especially because it's just a single patch compared to last week's, which was like 4. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Alright guys, so we're gonna start with the All Might patch. We've got the skin tone color like flannel that I picked up at Giants. You can kind of see where I cut my swatch out already for my swatch book. Some white felt, and this, which was in my stash, which is like this fleecy, felty type yellow material. And so actually what we're gonna do first is sketch out the design. I used Procreate for the sketching process, just pulling up an image of the All Might patch, getting it to the size that I was pretty sure I wanted it, and just sketch it out and all that jazz. I do end up separating out the pieces so that as I cut them out, I have each piece as a template to cut out. You don't actually need the separated hair piece that I end up making, but yeah, you do need everything else. So woo! Yeah. And then you go on to the next bit, which would be the cutting here in a moment. Okay, so you print it out, and I realized I didn't actually need the hair piece just because I'll have this piece. So yeah. I print it out and then I tape it down to my pattern paper because I like it to be a little sturdier, more likely to last longer if I want to remake it. So yeah, and this I'm probably going to be remaking to sell, so with scrap and material stuff from the thrift store, so woo. I proceed to tape it down to my cutting mat, and I just take an X-Acto knife and I cut them all out. And yeah, that's really it. I used the X-Acto knife just because it let me get really smooth, clean cuts a little quicker than I thought the scissors were going to get me. And I do label each piece with a white gel pen, so just so that I remember what they are later. They're all gonna go in a little Ziploc baggie and into a pattern binder type thing that I have. So yeah, time to get cutting fabrics, woo! I started out with the teeth, like the mouth, just because that's like the first bit that I could think of to start with for some reason. I just sketched it out onto a corner of my felt, and then I cut them with my tiny fabric scissors. And yeah, cut out. And now I'm starting on the hair, which is actually going to be the base for the entire patch. And at first I thought I was going to get to use my big pattern weight, but it was too big. So instead I used some washers that's actually from a craft project I did that I just kept around because might as well. And then I sketch around it. Woo! And yeah, and then I start cutting. And a cut, and a cut, and a cut. So you cut all of the hair out because it is going to be the base of your entire patch. Oh my god, Cookie, are you okay back there, babe? Pugsy Wugsy's having a moment. But yeah, you just cut out all the hair because that's going to be the base of the rest of your patch. And then you're going to make sure that it matches, all that jazz, and then you're going to start cutting out the skin. Or, well, technically you can do all of this stuff in whichever order you want. I just do the skin now because that's the order I wanted to do it in. So you just sketchy, sketch, sketch, and then you cutty, cut, cut. I'm gonna say cutty, cut, cut so many times. Yeah, you just cut it out to your measurements. I don't cut these on biases or like selvage or grain line because it's an iron-on patch. There's not going to be much like stretch on this, so figured I should mention that. Now I'm doing the eyebrows. I just take the eyebrows and I kind of sketch out where they are without the eye shape, and then I glue them. So yeah. This piece was hard because this fabric hates any sort of marking material. It doesn't like my tailor's chalk, it doesn't like my chalk pencil, it doesn't like the disappearing pen, it don't like fabric. I tried to use Posca. I ended up just cutting it out. I don't know that I'm actually going to use this fabric for this, though. I'm debating on just satin stitching the eyes in. We will see. Next up, we're going to take the heat and bond, and we're going to cut it out. Okay. It's going to be paper side up, and we're going to attach this to specifically just the skin. So I'm gonna, and this is the side that we want facing up. So that's what we need to trace on the paper here, like that. Right? Man, guys, I'm so tired, I don't even know. Okay, if this is the side we want facing up. I guess it doesn't, yes it does matter, Skylar. And we need this to be facing like this. We want this like this. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna only fold that one more and then just sketch it out. I'm gonna use, I was gonna say I'm gonna use a pencil, but I think I have yet again lost my mechanical pencil. Oh god. Did I really? Oh, nope, there it is. It's under some stuff. I'm just gonna sketch you out right up against the line pretty much. I'd rather it be slightly too small because that's workable than too big and getting on what I use to iron this on. So I'm gonna remember that when I go to cut it out, more than likely. Probably could have used pattern weights here and I just didn't think about it. Woo. Gonna take my craft scissors yet again because you do not use your fabric scissors on anything but fabric. Might be able to use the heat and bond scraps on the eyebrows. We shall see. But because I'm going to take some black thread and top stitch all of this with hand embroidery, I don't feel the need to go all right up onto the edge. I just want the base inner shape pretty much. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to fold this back up and slip it into the sleeve. And then we're going to heat up the iron and iron it on. For this next bit, you just iron on your heat and bond to your fabric. I didn't do a ton on the eyebrows and the mouth. I definitely should have done more on the mouth than I did. But yeah. And then this is just me making sure that I place the skin on right. And then I iron it all on separately, just because I wanted the skin to stick on really well. And then I do the eyebrows. And I had a little bit of difficulty getting the paper off that one and do the eyebrows, the mouth. And like I said, I wasn't sure about how I'm going to do the eyes yet, so I did not do those so I could plan. The mouth really does not want to stick on. Okay, so for the All Might patch, I haven't put the eyes on yet because I'm still unsure if I'm going to do them with satin stitch or not. So we'll see. I'm going to take my embroidery needles that I still haven't opened. I'm going to take either a size 9 or 10. That kid just yelled really loud. And I'm actually going to take my DMC, if it'll focus, cotton pearl, because it's a nice thick embroidery floss and it looks really pretty to do the stitching along all of the bits. Now I'm not going to do a lot of this on screen simply because I like to do embroidery like on the go in lots of places that aren't actually my craft desk. So yeah, that would be why. So yeah. I'm just doing itsy bitsy little stitches here. I'm gonna go all the way around the mouth, and then I'll fill in any places where I leave a little bit of hole, like right here. But yeah. Woo. Alright guys, this is how much of it I've got done so far. I'm gonna do some on screen because, you know, I'm here for it. I go up through the white, down through the skin color. And, you know, kill my fingers because needles. I've actually got a needle puller set on the way that will hopefully help with the issues. Yeah, and then find the best place to poke it up through the white again. Pull. And back through the skin. And it takes literally forever, fair warning guys. Went ahead and switched to the sped up version because like I said, this takes forever, so woo, enjoy. Here is the mouth, just about done there. Woo. Ended up deciding I was just gonna hand embroider the outer edge. The skin color really did not like that idea, but I'll figure it out. So I pretty much just, I think it's called a whip stitch. I don't remember off the top of my head, guys. I just go around the edge. And you just do that all the way around. Hope that your dang stuff doesn't... Why are you caught? Ooh, who knows? Just go around and up. And then around and up. All the way around the yellow. at this point, this is what the patch looks like. We're gonna do the eyebrows now, and then I think I might do this piece with the machine, just because I think it's gonna be easier because of the specific type of material that this is. So, woo. So for the black that's gonna go around the face, I'm actually gonna do it before the eyebrows because I rethought my decision. It's going to be my zigzag stitch, which on my machine is 04, which is how I've got it set up here. I just use the regular J foot because that's what's advised. For stitch length, I'm going to do 0.3, and for stitch width, we're going to do 4.0 because I want it to be smaller than the stitch that you can see on the 9 patch from before. So let's get started. So off screen, I just did a little bit of hand embroidery right there for the hair peak, I guess you would call it, of All Might. And then next up, I'm going to take a air erasable pen, draw in the eyes, and just start hand embroidering how I did the rest, so you guys can watch. Folks, here it is. I did the rest of this eyebrow and this eye off screen just because it was going to be done the same exact way this was, so. Woo. He's done! He was a pain in the ass, fair warning, which is why he got his own separate video. Woo.